Shalom, and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi-Cantor Hilary Chorney.
This morning we're dipping into the book of Devarim. We are now in the last book, which means the last stretch. We are about to get to Tisha B'Av, and then we have Shabbat Nachamu, and Shabbat Nachamu starts the 7-week march into the new year. That's the stretch. And the book of Devarim, which in its other name, Deuteronomy, means second telling, is a recollection of lots of journeys. And one of the recollections in the first chapter, towards the end of the first chapter, verse 42, Moshe recalls God saying something to him that the Israelites disobeyed. Vayomer Adonai Elai Emor lahem, lo ta'alu, velo tilachamu, ki einenu bekirechem, velo tignagfu lifnei oivechem. God said to me, warn them, don't go up and don't start a war or cause a fight, because I will not be bekirechem, among you or in your midst, and you will be routed, so to speak, by your enemies. The commentator in this, there's a 17th century commentator from Morocco named the Or HaChaim, who contends with the same thing that commentators had been contending with for centuries, which is why duplicate the command of what they should be warned about. Not only were the Israelites not supposed to go up the mountain, but they're not supposed to start a war. And why shouldn't they? Because they're only protected from destruction when God is in their midst. That's the insinuation. And God will not be with them, so don't go up the mountain. But why not just say, don't go up the mountain? The Or HaChaim, among others, wants to know why also say, don't start a war. If they go up the mountain, then if they don't go up the mountain, then they're not going to be able to start the war. That's presumed. So why also say don't start the war? And he says it's to point out the matter of fear in the Israelites, and that the fear of their enemies outweighed their fear of God. So that the command not to make war was specifically for them not to focus on the need to make war, because they ought to be more afraid of God's command that they ought not to go up the mountain than they should be afraid of their enemies. I like this commentary a lot because it takes us to places wondering where we're placing our fears and our anxieties and where we might be misplacing our fears and our anxieties. So we're going to take that into our meditation for this morning. I'm going to invite you to settle in your seats, find a comfortable resting place. Let gravity pull your body towards the earth. Take 3 slow, deep breaths to get the air flowing through your body. Embrace the feeling of calm. Know that there's nowhere else that you have to be. You are present. If you think about it, you can feel every part of your body. Notice how still your toes are and the soles of your feet. Notice how still your fingers are, your legs. The earth is turning, but our orientation in this life, in this existence, allows us to feel as though we are still. Make sure that your shoulders and your jaw and your eyebrows and your forehead all go slack. Sit in that restful place. Give in to the calm of meditation that you've given yourself permission to enjoy. In our days and in our weeks, we encounter moments of calm, of discretionary rest. Some of those moments come as rewards at the ends of long days and long weeks, time that we've set aside because we're so consumed, so busy by everything that life demands of us. So we set aside a few days for a vacation, or even just an hour to watch a game or a show. Maybe it's even time we set aside to do a bike ride or a run. Something that is relatively unproductive. Something that quiets us a little bit. And in those quiet moments, inevitably, there are things that tug at the edges of our consciousness, calling us back to demands, responsibilities, all of the shoulds and the have-tos in our life, pulling and pulling, begging us to spend our time more productively, distracting with noisy calls to action. But those quiet spaces are a devir, Kodesh HaKodeshim, a place of great sanctity, an inner sanctum, a place that we must go to. We cannot function perpetually in productivity. Productivity does not know that. We have to tell it so. Shabbat is that island in the week, wagging its finger at our all-consuming need to do, to produce, to be, to resist stillness. Shabbat demands it. And that commandedness, that obligation, is meant to induce a little bit of a cousin of fear, a sense that if we don't rest properly, we might not be living properly. And it is that light sense that we must, we have to, we should, that makes the rest work for us. To be a little more afraid of missing out on all the things that Shabbat asks of us than we are afraid of not finishing the last sentence on an email, the fear that we didn't finish this last task or that last task. Shabbat is there so that we don't have to demand rest of ourselves. The system set up from the very beginning, from the creation of this world, commands us, stop, let go, go to your inner sanctum. Take a few moments to visit that space and remind yourself of how precious it is. Enter with great quietude. And while you're there, think about the promise of return. When are you going to return to that inner sanctum? Maybe it's even this Shabbat. Let's go to those quiet places. I invite you to slowly begin resurfacing. In your mind, say a proper goodbye to this place. Promise you're coming back. When you're ready, you can reopen your eyes. Rejoin the world. It's still a day left to be productive as you lean into Shabbat. I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you again.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.